But honestly, I don't even care about Google's updates.
Welcome to Game Changers. My name is Phillip Thune, CEO of Textbroker and the Commissioner of the Digital Marketing League. Today we are super pleased to have Brandon Hopkins with us. He's the president of Diamond Links, and he's going to tell us about a game-changing event that happened for him. We're going to walk you through it on the board. He's going to explain it, hopefully a good lesson that you can apply in your digital marketing business. Brandon, glad to have you here.
Thank you, Phillip. Happy to be here.
All right, and let's jump right into it. So, Brandon, first off, just give us that game-changing idea. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, for years we were looking for search engine ranking results, and so we had this balance of trying to figure out what Google wanted, and then how we could exploit and leverage a mass link building strategy in order to kind of topple the king Google and figure out how we can get our sites, client sites, affiliate sites ranking both short-term and long-term. And it was kind of a constant fight and a struggle against Google's algorithm. So how can we manipulate what Google's algorithm is looking for towards a financial goal?
And so for years, right, and Brandon's company is helping businesses rank highly on Google all sorts of different ways. And so, Brandon, sounds like what you're talking about is what's sometimes referred to as black hat, meaning, not against the law, but against Google's policies. You were trying to trick Google or do every trick you could to see how you could get somebody ranked highly.
Yeah, black hat is a slightly ambiguous term. Some people define black hat as just something that's against terms of service. Some people take it far and say black hat is something that's illegal. For us, we were willing to kind of work loosely with the terms of service. And I mean, everybody today scrapes Google, and that's against the terms of service. Building a link is against terms of service. And so it's a very loosely held, slightly black hat, but definitely not towards, we're hacking and doing anything that's just obviously illegal. But yeah, there's that struggle of, the white hat versus the black hat, and everybody finds themselves somewhere on that, those shades of all the way black, all the way white, or some variation of gray.
Well, you mentioned constant struggle, and I think the struggle between black hat and white hat, but it sounds like also probably a struggle for you just in terms of getting results for your clients.
Yeah, and that's always, our end goal is always ranking results. How we get there is the struggle that the client doesn't care about. They want to know what's going to happen, but really they want to pay money and they want to rank higher in the search results. So what is it going to take for us to get there? Do they have trust in us and in our methods and our strategies? And then we're tasked with developing all of those strategies. What's going to work? And that's where that struggle comes in, because there has to be a line of client acceptability and sometimes client risk. And we want to minimize the risk and maximize the ranking results.
Got it. Okay. And so the game changer is kind of working against Google. At what point did you say, hey, we got to flip that script?
Yeah, I had probably like 22 servers, VPSs, most in the United States, but a few kind of spread around the world. And we were building just about 1 million links a day.
1 million links a day.
And so I had tons and tons of people that would, we had recorded videos, and here's how you do it. Here's the keywords. Here's the targets. Here's the software that you run. And so we had training videos that basically just said, here's how to click the buttons. Here's what you do. Here's the output we need. Here's the client reports that we give. And ultimately that was, kind of what we were looking for was, here's how we click the right buttons.
Got it. And so when did you make that shift to saying, hey, instead of working against Google, I'm going to work with Google?
it was, I don't remember which algorithm update it was, but there was just a constant algorithm update that we're always like knowing that one's going to come and it's going to, kind of cut the legs out from the strategy. And it was probably, I don't know, you probably go back and look at search algorithm and Google algorithm updates, but probably like 8 years ago, maybe 6 to 8 years ago. So sometime in there was an algorithm update that just really like tore us down. And that was the only algorithm update that I remember that really had an impact on our rankings. Most of the time we were able to kind of skirt that, but that was one that really did damage, mainly to our affiliate sites and our sites, because that was where we tested and we built the vast majority of links. And I know at the time we were doing a lot of Wikipedia and a lot of other wiki type links, and we were building a lot of links.
Got it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna guess maybe the Penguin update 2013, 2014. Textbroker has a lot of different clients doing a lot of different things, but we certainly have had folks on the link building side for years, and we saw kind of a ripple impact, probably from Penguin more than anything else. But let's move on. So that's kind of the origin. That's how you sort of realize, wow, I've got to change what I'm doing. I've got to do this game changer. Walk us through sort of, how you went about implementing that change, which was such a big change for you and for your company and kind of for your clients, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to just run an agency that, got results at all costs. And a lot of our strategies, I wasn't comfortable implementing on our client sites because I knew they were questionable. So I would use them on our sites. I would use them on our affiliate sites, kind of a churn and burn strategy. If it burned out and it flamed out, that was okay because it wasn't a valuable site. Right. We could recreate a site and churn and burn again. But client sites were different. I didn't want to take those kind of risks with clients. And so we started looking and saying, okay, so what are the white hat guys doing? But I am definitely not a white hat kind of person. And so I looked at what the white hat people were doing. And my first thought is, how can we scale that? How can we leverage the ideas, but then 10x what they're doing? And so if they're building content and sourcing editorial links, we want to build good content and source thousands of editorial links. What can we do to kind of scale that? And so our staffing went from those people who can click the right buttons and follow a video tutorial. We kind of went from clickers to doers, right, or clickers to workers, and we don't need these people just to click, click, click and, pay them a few bucks an hour because all they're doing is exporting a CSV at the end of the day. But we really wanted somebody who could think through it and think strategically. What kind of content can we write and can we produce that would elicit good links from an editor, from a journalist? What does a journalist need that we can provide them that they would then say, I sourced this content from this company? And so it was a totally different shift in thinking between what we were doing with millions of links to what we're doing now with, most clients are 5 to 25 links a month. And they're good links that are designed to produce long-term results.
The crowd like that is, no, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. And that's a huge, right? That's a huge change to go from a million links in a day sometimes to a client getting, 20, 25 links that are really well thought out, that make a lot of sense, that are going to help. Yeah, I mean, we go from sort of kickoff here to offense. Now defense is when we talk to our game changer about, what didn't go according to plan or what sort of struggles came up, even though you knew this was the right strategy, you knew that this was the right change. Where did you see some obstacles? And it sounds like you had to change client expectations when they're expecting 1 million. And now you're saying, no, trust me, 20 or 25 links is going to be good.
Yeah, that was the client expectation was the biggest hurdle, because when they've, every month they see a report that has at the minimum hundreds of links. And for a lot of clients, it's thousands of links. And now we're telling them what we were able to do with thousands of links, we're now able to do with 5 links or 10 links or 25 links. And when you're just looking at it purely from a numeric standpoint, it's hard to balance those things. And nowadays, if a client comes to me and says, well, somebody else said they can build 10,000 links, I'll send them to Fiverr and say, yeah, you can go to Fiverr and for $5, you can have 10,000 links. And then, when you get a new domain because you're penalized, then come back and we'll start with, a proper link building strategy that is based on trying to work with Google's algorithm of good quality content, good links, which produces good results.
All right, so let's let Brandon, I think what the audience wants to know is, you kind of figured out the problem, you came up with a strategy, you went to implement it, you had some struggles, but you've kind of gotten through those. What's the goal? As you cross the goal line and you look back, what have been the results of kind of that game changer in strategy?
Yeah, I would say within the first year, it didn't take long, and something that most agency owners care about are lifetime value of a customer and churn rate and client satisfaction. And those are three different KPIs that we saw exponential growth. The lifetime value of our clients has been so much better than it ever was because our clients now, most of our clients stick around for years. Our SEO clients, many of them have been with us for years. And we even have a very good client in Atlanta, and he has moved a couple different companies. And every time he moves, the first thing he does is he calls me and says, hey, Brandon, I took a new job. I'm with this company. We want a proposal. We want to interview you with the C-levels, the C-suite, and see what you might be able to do for this company.
Yeah,
and he's seen such good results with company that it's a natural progression.
Yeah, no, that is the right. Obviously, you like flattery, but clients moving with you when they move. We see that at Textbroker all the time. I think I wish I had a way to quantify it because we have so many different clients. But I know one of our biggest sources of new clients are actually people who were at a different company and they moved. No, that's a great testament to the fact that this was kind of the right move when you have clients who go to different jobs and they're like, first thing I have to do, I've got to call Brandon. All right, so lifetime value went up. Obviously, it sounds like churn went down.
Yep. Yeah, churn dropped off. Most of our clients, as long as they know what we are going to do for them, we can set forward a game plan that's pretty straightforward. With X budget, we're going to do Y links. And for these types of keywords, we expect to see this type of movement. And from a fairly loose kind of formula like that, we can estimate really accurately what type of results we'll see for the client. And so with more budget, we do more links. We expect this results. And some clients, we don't even need more budget. They've got whatever, we can do it.
Got it. And obviously client satisfaction goes up. Yeah. I want to go back to that because that's a really interesting point. Given that you've done it so long, you feel like you've got a handle on kind of what's going to happen. And, all of us, we're still a constant struggle with Google, even if you've kind of doing it the right way. Is that kind of confidence in what the results are going to be? Has that been steady, or every once in a while Google does a core update or some other things and you have to kind of reevaluate how effective it's going to be? Or because of this kind of game-changing strategy, it's been years now where you've been pretty consistent in being able to estimate the impact?
Honestly, the only time that I follow any of Google's updates is when a client comes to me and says, here's what happened in the past. What happened? Why did it happen? Then I'll go back and I'll look and see, when the latest update was, if they were a client of somebody else and their ranking started to drop off, did that coincide with something? But honestly, I don't even care about Google's updates. We write good content. We publish good content on good sites with good links. And, really what I care about is what our rank tracker sees. And if our clients are steadily moving up, I don't need to follow Google's whims or, each algorithm update. I don't know half the algorithm updates because it's just so low on my priority list. I'm looking at current strategies, future strategies, and we get good results because we're doing good work. And it seems oversimplified, but, we send out lots of emails to make lots of contact with good websites. We negotiate rates. We figure out what it's going to take to publish content on their site. We get that content written. We send it over. It's simple in theory, but it's it's difficult in practice and it's difficult to scale. And I think that's really where we've found such good success, is being able to take a good idea and then scale to lots of clients.
I think that's a great place to end it. And I think that's, you surprised me by saying, hey, you're not watching Google closely. You're not following the latest updates. I think that's a fascinating lesson for people who are trying to kind of follow in your footsteps, or thinking about, sort of what should I be doing and kind of considering with SEO. I agree. We got our clients are asking us about updates and when does it move. But yeah, the fundamental lesson, if you create good content, if you do link building the right way, why should you worry if there's a core update or whatever, unless it seems to have an impact on the rankings? And if Google is true in what they're telling us, they always tell us, hey, if you take care of your clients, if you do it the right way, you're going to be fine. So, Brandon, I really appreciate you coming to us with this game changer. I think it's fundamental, but it's such an important lesson, and it's great to hear all the examples and how well it worked out for you. So again, Brandon's game-changing idea, hey, let's go from working against Google to working with Google. It meant sort of repositioning his whole company, understanding more about what the white hat people were doing and how to scale it. Actually, sounds like Brandon had to change some of the people he had on his payroll, just getting people who could think more and could sort of do it the right way. Of course, I thought, Brandon, what you said about client expectations, that makes a lot of sense, right? You've got a certain set of clients who've seen you do things for a while, and then you almost have to re-educate them at the same time you're re-educating yourself and your team. And then finally, if long-term value goes up, if churn goes down and client satisfaction goes up, it obviously it worked. So again, if you want to hear more from Brandon, Brandon was a speaker at a recent digital marketing league. He was talked about for an hour. If you Google Digital Marketing League, you'll kind of find our site. Brandon has his own page. You can see his video there. I highly recommend that. Lots and lots of good advice from Brandon along the same lines. If you like this episode of Game Changers, please click the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them there. And of course, if you want to stay tuned, click that subscribe button. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, I appreciate it.